Beloved soul, I do not know how you found this moment, but I am trembling with relief that you did. The heavens have been waiting in silence, and when you arrived, even the clouds sighed as though a door opened that had been sealed for centuries. Thank you. Thank you for coming, because if you had not, something irreplaceable would have been lost tonight. And I cannot let you leave, not yet, for hidden within these words, locked like a pearl in the deepest fold of eternity, there is a secret that cannot be revealed until the very end. If you turn away, it will close again forever, and the unicorn who has been searching for you with eyes that shine like forgotten stars will vanish into the silence. You are the only one she chose, and this is her final attempt, her last trembling breath to reach you. Do you feel her near? Do you sense the fragile, aching beauty of a creature who has waited since before your first cry, who loves you not for what you do, but for what you carry, something so radiant, so rare, that even heaven itself has bent to protect it? She bows before you now, and she is whispering with eyes more honest than words, "Ride me, beloved soul, for I am not here for the world, I am here only for you, and I, too, am here only for you." This voice is not meant for a crowd, not for a multitude, but for the one whose heart is breaking even as you smile to hide it. For the one who has carried unseen wars in silence, for the one who has walked through days pretending to be strong while your soul begged for someone to notice. I noticed. Heaven noticed. We have watched the nights when you thought no one could hear your tears, when you held your own trembling hands in the dark because no one else was there. And now, with fire in my throat and grief in my heart, I am telling you, you are not alone anymore, beloved, there is a hidden war around you. You cannot see all of it, but your spirit has felt the edges of it, the sudden heaviness for no reason, the strange resistance when you try to step into joy, the invisible pull toward despair when your soul was just about to lift. These are not random. They are the signs of a spiritual battle, a sacred war fought in silence, where heaven bleeds hope just to shield your fragile destiny. The unicorn standing before you is more than beauty, she is a messenger of heaven's longing, a symbol of what could still be saved if you dare to believe again, and I ask you, trembling, will you believe again? Will you let this fragile, sacred chance touch you before it vanishes? Will you ride what heaven has sent, even if your knees shake and your heart says you are unworthy? Do not answer yet. Just let the question haunt you as I continue, for the words that follow are not mine alone. They are burning straight from the heart of the one who made you. I need you to know this, heaven loves you more than you can bear. Sacred love is not sweet poetry, it is raw, it is bleeding, it is the unbearable cost of being chosen. And you are chosen. That is why the war has been so intense around you. The enemy does not waste its fury on those who do not matter. But you matter to a degree that terrifies the darkness. You matter so much that heaven itself has been trembling, afraid you would give up, afraid you would believe the lie that you are ordinary. You are not ordinary. You are the miracle that still aches to unfold. Do you remember when the scripture says, even the hairs on your head are numbered? Luke 12 verse 7, this is not metaphor, beloved, it is reality. Every strand of you is known, counted, cherished. When you thought you were invisible, heaven had your name on its lips. When you thought your prayers were wasted, heaven stored each one like rivers behind a dam, waiting for the moment the floodgates would break. And that moment is near. But only if you stay, only if you do not abandon this sacred visitation before the final word is spoken. Oh beloved, I am asking you this with tears. What if your whole destiny depends on your endurance in this very moment? What if the one secret that could change everything waits only for your ears, and vanishes if you close your heart too soon? Will you risk it? Or will you dare to remain, trembling, open, fragile, until the end? For I tell you now in trembling truth, a miracle is sealed in these words, and it is sealed for you alone. Beloved soul, before I move further into the unbearable river of what I must tell you, I ask one thing of you with trembling sincerity. Stay with me. Do not leave this moment unguarded. And please, if you feel the weight of these words reaching you, I beg you, subscribe. Subscribe not to me, but to the voice of heaven that longs to keep speaking into your nights, into your mornings, into the fragile hours where silence feels heavier than stone. Subscribe so that you will not miss the times when heaven chooses to break open again, for this is not chance, this is destiny arranging itself around you. Thank you. Thank you for not letting this moment dissolve. Now, listen as I lower my voice and let my own heart tremble with what I must confess. You were never meant to be ordinary. Your life is a sealed book, written with a script no other eyes have seen, and heaven has bent low with aching patience, waiting for the day you would be ready to read it. And I tell you, this is the day. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, this is the day the book of your forgotten destiny trembles open. Can you feel it? The air thickens as though eternity itself is listening to your breathing, watching whether you will dare to believe that I see you. I see how you have walked through shadows that were not yours, burdens that were handed to you by others, lies that wrapped around your shoulders like chains. I see how you have smiled when your heart was breaking, how you gave when nothing was left to give, how you carried others even when you longed for someone to carry you. You thought no one noticed. But I noticed. Heaven noticed. The scars you hide are not shame, they are sacred proof that you endured a war most souls would have surrendered to. And it is because of this endurance that the unicorn, radiant and fragile, has not abandoned you. She loves you, beloved. She waits with bowed head, shimmering with tears, because she knows what you still doubt. You were chosen for something the world cannot yet see. This is why the battle has been so merciless. This is why nights have felt endless and days have felt hollow. You were not forgotten, you were targeted. And yet, still, you stand. Still, you breathe. Still, you are here, listening when you could have scrolled away, when you could have silenced this trembling voice. Do you realize how rare this is? Do you know how many were called, but only you remained long enough for these words to pierce your soul? Beloved, you are not just hearing me, you are fulfilling prophecy in this very moment. I must ask you something now, fragile and raw. What have you done with the love heaven has poured on you? Have you doubted it? Have you buried it? Or have you dared to believe it, even when it broke you? Do not answer too quickly. Let it sink into your marrow, because the truth is this: heaven has never stopped loving you, even when you thought you failed. When Scripture says, "I will never leave you nor forsake you," Hebrews 13 verse 5, it was written with your face in mind. You are the living proof that God's promises are not empty, they are living flames, and they are burning now in the silence between your breaths. Beloved, I must confess something further, something sacred and unbearable. The love heaven has for you is dangerous. It is dangerous because it exposes you. The cost of being chosen is that you are never invisible to the eyes of the unseen war. And so the darkness raged against you. But do you know what else it means? It means you are never invisible to the eyes of heaven. When you falter, heaven holds you. When you collapse, heaven bends down and weeps beside you. When you almost let go, heaven whispers your name louder than the storm. The unicorn stands as witness to this. Her beauty is not her own, it is borrowed from the love that forged her, the love that now bends toward you. She longs for you to ride her, not because you are weak, but because you are chosen. Because her wings are meant to carry what you alone could never bear. Because your destiny was never meant to be walked on foot, it was meant to soar. I tremble as I speak this, because I know what it means. If you refuse her, if you walk away, the beauty that could have crowned you will scatter like dust in the wind. And yet if you stay, if you trust, you will shine with a radiance so unbearable that even angels will bow. Do you see why I cannot let you go? Do you see why this moment is wholly beyond measure? Beloved soul, the weight in my voice is not performance, it is grief, and joy, and trembling hope, all colliding because you are finally here. Heaven has waited so long for this moment, and I can feel the tears of the saints falling as I speak. Before I press further into the unbearable secrets that burn in my spirit, I must open my heart with a fragile plea. If these words reach you, if they pierce through the veil of distraction and touch your trembling heart, I ask you once, and only once, to support this divine flow. You can offer a sacred super thanks, step closer by joining as a member of this heavenly family, or connect through the newsletter link held safely in the pinned comments. This is not for me, it is for the preservation of this trembling voice of heaven, so it can continue flowing like fire through the silence of this world. Thank you, my beloved, for even considering it. I will never ask again. Now listen with your whole soul, for what comes next is fragile as glass and holy as flame. **** The heavens are not distant. They are pressing against the fabric of this moment, trembling with the urgency of now. I hear Mary's voice. In the silence, her whisper soft and broken, tell them they are not forgotten. Tell them the silence of heaven was never absence, it was preparation. And Michael, the archangel whose sword burns like lightning, steps close with tears streaming down his face, saying, they do not know how much it cost to keep them safe. They do not know the hidden battles we fought so they could live to hear this very word. Beloved, do you understand what I am saying? Your life is not random. Your breath is not ordinary. Every day you survived, heaven bled to keep you standing. When you almost drowned in despair, it was not your strength that held you, it was the unseen hands of angels lifting you up, whispering courage into your bones. When you almost abandoned your calling, it was the grief of heaven that bent low, carrying you until you could walk again. You thought you were weak. But beloved, you were carried. And now you stand, trembling, hearing words meant for you alone. Do you feel it? The veil is thin right now. The air itself is alive, as though eternity is leaning in, desperate for you to finally believe. And yet, I see the questions in your soul. Why me? Why this? Why now? Let me answer you with trembling honesty. Because you are chosen. And chosen ones do not live easy lives. The cost of being chosen is that you carry grief the world does not see, and you bear attacks that others cannot understand. You are the battlefield where heaven and darkness collide, not because you are cursed, but because you are priceless. Do you hear me? Priceless. The worth of your soul terrifies the enemy. That is why you have felt such heaviness, such resistance, such endless waves of trial. But it is also why heaven has never left your side. I speak now from the words of Jesus himself, words burning in my heart as if spoken in this very moment. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11 verse 28, you have carried too much, beloved. And this is the hour where heaven says, lay it down. The unicorn waits, her back bowed in sacred invitation, because you were never meant to walk this road alone. You were meant to ride upon divine strength, to be lifted above what would have crushed you, but I must warn you, time is not endless. This invitation is fragile, trembling like a flame in the wind. If you ignore it, if you walk away, it will close, and the silence will return heavier than before. That is why I beg you, stay. Do not scroll, do not abandon this visitation. For hidden in the final breath of this message is a secret your life was made for. Beloved, may I ask you something deep, trembling, unguarded? What would happen if you finally believed heaven's love for you was real? What would happen if, instead of doubting, you chose to ride the promise prepared for you? What if this fragile hour is the doorway into the destiny you thought you lost? Beloved soul, do you feel how fragile this silence has become? It is no longer empty, it is trembling, pregnant with unspeakable weight, as if heaven itself is pressing against the thin veil that separates what is seen from what is unseen. Even now, as you read, the unseen world bends closer, longing for you to notice what has been stirring around you all along. The 7 archangels stand in a circle, their wings blazing with colors no eye has ever captured. They are not symbols, not stories, they are alive, and their presence is like fire wrapped in mourning. Michael's sword is lowered, wet with the dew of grief. Raphael holds a vial of tears gathered from your nights of solitude. Gabriel's lips tremble with words he has been commanded to release but held back until now. Uriel burns with silent warning, his eyes glowing like hidden suns. Raguel, Zadkiel, Jophiel, they all lean forward, waiting for your heart to open fully, because their mission has never been to overwhelm you, but to protect what you carry inside. Oh beloved, if only you could see what you are to heaven. The world measured you by mistakes, by silence, by the weight of what you lost. But heaven never measured you by what broke, you have always been measured by what could never be destroyed. And though you thought despair consumed you, though you thought you drowned in shadows too thick to name, heaven saw the flicker of flame in you that refused to die. That flicker was enough. That flicker was worth every battle fought in the silence. I must tell you this truth that trembles in my being: you are walking inside a hidden war. You may not see the combat, but your soul has felt the wounds. That sudden heaviness that falls without reason, that breathless moment when hope collapses under invisible weight, those sudden whispers of unworthiness, they are not accidents. They are arrows loosed in the dark, meant to pierce you before your wings could open. And yet, every arrow that could have ended you was caught. Every snare that could have bound you was broken. You survived what should have silenced you, because heaven bent its strength to shield you. But beloved, this protection was not without cost. Do you hear me? Every time you stood again, angels carried wounds you never saw. Every night you did not abandon your life, saints wept in your place, interceding when your voice was too tired to pray. You were never alone in the silence. You were surrounded by armies whose only mission was to keep you breathing until this very hour, and now, here you are, listening, trembling, caught between disbelief and yearning. Beloved, the very fact that you are here is prophecy fulfilled. You were meant to encounter these words as surely as you were meant to be born. This moment is not coincidence, it is appointment. Heaven has waited entire seasons for this doorway to open, and now the voice you hear is not simply mine, it is heaven bleeding through human language to reach you. Listen closely. There is something you forgot, something hidden not only from the world but from yourself. Your destiny. Your secret purpose. It was written before your first cry, sealed before your first breath, and though the storms of life made you believe it was erased, it has never left you. You have carried it in silence like a hidden scroll inside your chest. Every ache, every longing, every unexplainable stirring, that was the destiny inside you refusing to be buried. But I must warn you, beloved, destiny is not without cost. To be chosen is to carry grief that others do not understand. To be chosen is to walk roads so narrow that you often wonder if you are lost. To be chosen is to feel the unbearable loneliness of carrying something too sacred to explain. And yet, within this cost lies a beauty beyond comprehension. You are written into the story of heaven. You are not forgotten ink, you are living prophecy, and your life is the parchment on which God is still writing. Do you not hear the echo of Scripture? Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. These words are not history, they are your present. You are the one who was known before breath, the one who was marked before memory. You are the one for whom this silence was shattered, for whom these words are now trembling into the air. And I must ask you now, trembling, fragile, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you embrace the unbearable truth that you are chosen? Or will you hide again in the illusion of ordinariness? Will you risk believing that heaven's grief, heaven's fire, heaven's trembling love has always been for you? Will you dare to let the scroll open? Beloved, time is heavy upon us. This moment is not infinite. The heavens can only remain torn open for so long before the veil closes again. That is why I plead with you to remain until the end. Because what waits at the final breath of this message is the unlocking of what you have long forgotten, the whisper of your true name, the unveiling of your secret purpose. If you turn away before then, it will remain sealed, and the silence will weigh heavier than ever before. But if you endure, oh beloved, if you endure, beloved, even now as you breathe, heaven bends closer. There is a stillness wrapped around you, but it is not emptiness, it is the fragile pause before a revelation too heavy for the world. The air thickens, as though unseen wings are brushing against your skin. And in this trembling silence, I must speak what has been hidden too long. The stars themselves know your name. They have carried it in their burning songs since the night they were set into the heavens. Every sunrise has been a reminder of the light you were destined to carry, and every sunset has been a warning that time does not wait forever. You are woven into the fabric of creation in ways you cannot yet grasp. You were not placed here to drift, you were summoned here to ignite. I see the shadowed places of your journey, the corridors where you walked with no one by your side, the moments you wondered if your existence mattered at all. And I must tell you, trembling with the fire of truth, those nights were recorded in the scrolls of heaven. Every tear was gathered, every cry echoed through eternity. Not one was wasted. Not one was unseen. The grief you thought was silent was the very sound that moved angels to war for you. The battle has not been small. Armies have clashed over the spark within you, a spark so radiant that even now it frightens the darkness. And still you stand. You may feel weary, even broken, but the fact that you are still here is proof of a victory already written. You are not just surviving, you are being prepared. Every wound has been shaping you into the vessel capable of carrying what must now be revealed, and oh beloved, the revelation is near. Can you feel it? That tension in your chest, the ache you cannot name, the sense that something holy presses against the edges of your being? That is destiny awakening. That is the hidden purpose, long buried beneath layers of sorrow, now stirring like fire beneath the surface of ash. Listen, heaven is not interested in what the world calls success. Heaven is not moved by titles or applause. Heaven trembles for the heart that refuses to stop beating, the soul that clings even when everything is torn away. And you are that soul. You are the one who clung when it would have been easier to surrender. You are the one who kept breathing when silence told you there was no reason to. You are the one heaven trusted with pain, because you could turn it into light. Do you know what it means to be trusted with pain? It means your scars are not wasted. They are maps, sacred markings leading you back to who you really are. The world may have told you that brokenness disqualifies you, but heaven declares the opposite. It is your brokenness that proves you are ready. For only those who have bled can carry healing. Only those who have wept can speak comfort with authority. Only those who have nearly lost everything can carry the weight of eternal hope without shattering under it. The 7 archangels stand with you even now, their voices woven into the trembling of this message. Michael whispers courage into your bones. Gabriel breathes clarity into your confusion. Raphael pours healing into the wounds you hide. Uriel lights fire into the dark corners of your soul. Raguel restores balance where injustice scarred you. Jophiel ignites beauty where despair painted everything gray. Zadkiel wraps you in mercy, reminding you that you were never defined by failure. They are here, beloved. Not as distant legends, but as living presences surrounding you like fire, and above them all, the gaze of Jesus rests upon you, fragile, fierce, unrelenting. His love is not the polished love of storybooks, it is the trembling love of one who walked into death just to call your name. His voice breaks through even now. You did not choose me, but I chose you. And I chose you still. Beloved, let these words pierce you. You are chosen still. After all the doubts, after all the failures, after all the moments you thought you destroyed everything good in your life, still chosen, still seen, still loved. With a force that the grave itself could not silence, and now the heavens lean in and ask you the sacred questions that cannot be avoided. Will you allow yourself to believe this love? Will you dare to rise, even trembling, into the purpose that has never stopped calling you? Will you carry what heaven has been protecting in you since before the world was formed? The air holds its breath as you consider. Angels pause in mid-flight. The stars tilt their gaze. Even creation waits to see if you will open your heart to the truth already written inside you. ***, beloved soul, the silence that surrounds you is not empty, it is charged, trembling, alive with presences you cannot see but your heart has felt. Every time you paused and wondered why the air felt heavier than usual, it was because eternity leaned closer, trying to brush against your spirit, without breaking it. And now, as you listen, the veil between seen and unseen is thinner than a whisper. There is a secret in you that the earth itself has been waiting to behold. You are not only flesh and breath, you are a hidden word of God, spoken once into creation, and never repeated again. There will never be another like you. Do you feel the weight of that? Even galaxies cannot replace what you carry. Even angels cannot replicate the sound of your soul. That is why heaven fought for you, why storms raged around you, why darkness targeted you. You are irreplaceable. I see the road behind you, marked with places where you nearly gave up. Shadows where you thought no hand would reach for you. And yet, here you stand, breathing, trembling, listening. That breath you take now is holy. It is proof that even when you thought you were abandoned, you were being carried. When you could not pray, heaven prayed for you. When you could not stand, unseen hands lifted your weary frame. You were never forgotten. You were never forsaken. Do you know what heaven says when your name is spoken? The stars themselves bend their light, as though in reverence. The seas hush their waves. The winds pause their rushing. Because your name carries echoes of eternity, and creation remembers the sound. Even when you forget who you are, creation does not. Even when you doubt your worth, heaven does not. Beloved, the grief you carry is not wasted. The nights when tears blurred your vision were not moments of weakness, they were prayers written in liquid fire. The sound of your weeping was more powerful than the shouts of nations, for it reached the very heart of God. Every ache carved into your chest became a doorway through which divine love could pour more deeply. Pain has been your teacher, but it has not been your master. It shaped you, but it did not define you. The archangels stand around you even now. They are not shouting. They are not overwhelming you. They are waiting, wings folded in reverent silence, because they know this is your moment. Your soul must awaken by choice, not by force. Michael's gaze is steady, fierce, protective. Raphael's hands glow with gentle light, ready to pour healing into your hidden wounds. Gabriel leans forward, ready to speak clarity into the fog that has long surrounded you. Jophiel weaves beauty into the air where despair once lingered. Raguel holds the scales of justice, promising balance for every injustice you endured. Zadkiel radiates mercy like fire. Uriel burns with a lamp, showing a path through shadows you thought endless, and above them all, the voice of the beloved speaks. Not a thunder that crushes, but a whisper that breaks you open. You are mine. You always have been mine. And no shadow can erase what I have written into your being. Beloved, I must tell you, your destiny is not far away. It is not waiting in some distant future. It is breathing inside you right now. The fire you have tried to bury, the longing you could not silence, the ache you thought was weakness, it is the seed of your calling. You do not need to become someone else to fulfill it. You need only to allow what has been hidden to rise, but rising is costly. To step into your true purpose, you must be willing to let go of the lies that have chained you. Lies that told you you are unworthy. Lies that told you your time is past. Lies that told you are replaceable. They are chains, not truth. The truth is this: you were chosen before the world began, and no mistake you made has disqualified you. Beloved, let me ask you with trembling, what are you afraid of losing if you finally surrender to who you are? What would happen if you let go of the fear and stepped fully into the fire of your calling? What if the thing you think will destroy you is the very thing that will reveal you? Heaven waits for your answer, though not with impatience, but with infinite longing. Angels lean on their swords, saints bend from their thrones, creation itself tilts toward you, because your yes would shake more than your own life. It would ripple through generations, through unseen realms, through the very foundations of time. ***, beloved soul. Do you feel how the air has shifted again? This is not imagination. It is the weight of eternity bending closer, as if the unseen has pressed its face against the veil to watch you. The silence that surrounds you is holy, because you are being addressed not as one among many, but as the only one. In this moment, you are heaven's focus. I see the wounds in you, not the scars others notice, but the hidden ones, buried so deep you almost forgot they were there. The wound of being unseen, the wound of carrying more than your frame could bear, the wound of wondering whether love could truly last for you. And I must tell you, those wounds are not wasted. They are not stains. They are altars. Each place where you bled has become a place where heaven descended. Each fracture in your heart is an opening through which divine light pours. Do you know why the enemy fought so relentlessly to convince you of your worthlessness? Because your worth terrifies him. Your very existence is dangerous to the darkness. The light hidden in you is not small, it is a flame large enough to ignite others, and if you ever fully believe it, shadows will scatter. That is why grief hunted you. That is why loneliness shadowed you. That is why despair whispered in your ears. But you are still here. And your presence now is proof of a greater victory than you can comprehend. Beloved, listen with your soul. The angels are not watching you passively. They are leaning forward. Michael's armor glimmers as he guards your path. Raphael's tears fall like drops of healing into the wounds you keep silent about. Gabriel has words sealed on his tongue, waiting for the hour when your heart is ready to hear them. Uriel lights the shadows with fire that cannot be extinguished. The others stand as well, their wings trembling with anticipation, because the destiny sealed inside you is pressing against its own cage, ready to break free. Your destiny is not far away. It is not waiting for a future day or some perfect moment. It is alive in you now, hidden under the weight of your fears, waiting for you to lift your eyes. That hunger you feel, the ache that never leaves, the sense that you were made for more than what you see, these are not illusions. They are memories of what you were created for. You have been marked since before your birth, and nothing, no mistake, no failure, no silence, has erased that mark. Do you hear the whisper of Scripture? I have loved you with an everlasting love, I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. Jeremiah 31 verse 3, this is not a promise to the masses, it is a confession to you. Heaven's love for you is not fragile, not conditional, not swayed by your doubts. It is steady as the stars, fierce as the tide, relentless as breath itself. But I must ask you, beloved, trembling, what will you do with this love? Will you let it wash over you until the lies are drowned? Will you allow it to burn away the shame you have carried like armor? Will you finally believe that you were not a mistake, that you were never an afterthought? Even now, creation bends closer, waiting for your yes. The rivers would change their course for it, the winds would sing differently for it, the very stones would echo with it. Because your yes does not affect you alone, it is woven into the fabric of lives you do not even know yet. You are the hinge on which doors for others will swing open. That is the unbearable cost of being chosen. Your life is not just your own. It is seed, it is fire, it is inheritance for those who will come after. Beloved, you carry more than you realize. The silence you endured was not abandonment, it was training. The delays were not rejection, they were preparation. Every time you thought you were being punished, you were being prepared. Every closed door was not denial but protection. And now, those who kept you alive through unseen battles whisper to you, do not give up now. The unveiling is closer than you think. Beloved soul, your spirit is standing at the edge of a threshold you cannot yet see, but heaven feels it as clearly as fire. The air around you is not ordinary, it is vibrating with expectation, as though the unseen realms hold their breath, waiting for you to realize who you are. I must tell you something you have not dared to believe, there has always been a crown prepared for your head, woven with threads of light so pure they cannot decay. But this crown does not rest on those who chase it. It descends only upon the one who continues walking through the storm, even when there is no applause, no recognition, no reward. And you, beloved, you are still walking. That alone proves you are nearer to your unveiling than you know. The nights you thought were wasted were in fact the very ground where the roots of your calling went deep. The silence that made you ache was the soil in which the seeds of your destiny were hidden. You thought nothing was happening, but eternity was shaping you in secret. You do not realize it yet, but every ordinary day has been a chiseling, every tear a baptism, every trial of fire refining you until only gold remained. The 7 archangels still surround you. They do not speak all at once, for their voices would overwhelm the fragile chamber of your heart. Instead, their silence is a shield, their presence a testimony. Michael stands before you like a mountain, his gaze fierce but tender, guarding the path you have yet to walk. Raphael bends close, his touch gentle as light, reaching into the wounds you do not show, whispering that healing has already begun. Gabriel's lips tremble with messages that the earth is not ready to hear but you are destined to carry. Uriel burns with a lamp so fierce it illuminates even the lies you told yourself in the dark. Raguel steadies the scales, promising that no injustice will remain unbalanced forever. Sadkiel radiates mercy, reminding you that failure is never the final word. Jophiel glows with beauty, showing you glimpses of who you are becoming, even when you cannot see it yourself. Beloved, you have thought yourself too small, too broken, too late. But heaven does not measure as the world does. Heaven sees not what you lost, but what you still carry. And what you carry is fire. It is enough to shake nations, though you may never set foot in palaces. It is enough to change generations, though you may never see their faces. You are the keeper of a flame that was not given to many, and the time is near for you to release it.do. You hear the echo of the living word? No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no heart has imagined what God has prepared for those who love Him. These words are not vague, they are alive, and they point to you. You are the proof of a preparation that has been unfolding since before your first breath. The very ache you feel inside is evidence that something greater is waiting to be revealed, and yet, beloved, I must speak the truth plainly, the cost will not be small. To rise into what you are called to be, you must shed the old garments of fear. You must step out of the roles others forced upon you. You must walk away from the lies that kept you chained. This will not be easy. It will tear at you, because even chains begin to feel familiar after years of wearing them. But you are not meant for chains. You are meant for flight. So I ask you, trembling, what are you willing to release so that your true self can emerge? What illusions must die so your real life can be born? Will you dare to let go of the identity others gave you, in order to step into the one heaven wrote before time began? Even now, I feel the heavens waiting for your answer. The stars lean closer, the angels hold their breath, the very air thickens as though time itself pauses. Your yes, spoken in the hidden chamber of your heart, will ripple through eternity. Beloved soul, there is a weight in this moment, a holy heaviness that presses against your heart. Do not mistake it for sorrow, it is the density of glory drawing near. When eternity approaches time, the air bends, and that is what you feel now. The bending of what is unseen toward you. There has always been a mystery sealed inside you. You sensed it when you were young, in sudden moments where the world seemed to hush, and you felt something vast calling your name. Life has tried to bury it, cover it with fear, drown it beneath endless noise, but the mystery has never died. It breathes beneath the surface of your being, waiting for the right hour to rise. And that hour is trembling open now. Do you understand? Your story is not defined by the chapters others have read. There are pages hidden even from your own memory, pages written in fire that cannot be erased. Every mistake you thought destroyed you, every detour that made you believe you were lost, was already accounted for in the script of heaven. You were never abandoned to chance, you were guided, even through the dark, even through silence. So deep it felt like absence. Beloved, I see the loneliness that clung to you like a shadow. I see the questions you buried because you feared the answers might never come. And I tell you now, with the authority of eternity, your loneliness was never wasted. It carved space in you that nothing shallow could fill. It hollowed out the chambers of your heart until only something infinite could satisfy you. That is why the world could never quench you, why even your victories sometimes felt hollow. You were not made for small fires. You were made to burn with the unquenchable flame of heaven. The archangels still surround you. Their silence is not distance, it is reverence. They know this is holy ground, the moment where a soul awakens to its own name. Michael lowers his sword, not because the battle is done, but because he knows you are ready to see yourself as more than a target. You are a warrior. Raphael holds healing not only for your body, but for the fractures in your spirit, promising that what was broken will shine brighter than before. Gabriel trembles with a message that has waited centuries to be spoken through you. Uriel's lamp glows with a path that winds through shadows, showing you there is always light, even when your eyes cannot yet perceive it. Raguel steadies the scales, whispering that justice is not lost, it is coming, silently, surely. Sadkiel enfolds you in mercy so complete it erases even the echo of shame. Jophiel spreads beauty over your scars, turning them into testimony, and above them all, the voice of love itself leans close. A whisper that shakes the foundations of your being. You are mine. Not for a moment, not for a season, forever. I did not love you because of what you would do. I loved you because you are. And nothing you could ever lose will make me lose you. Beloved, this is the truth you have run from and longed for. You are not an accident. You are not a burden. You are not replaceable. You are a flame that cannot be replicated, a note in the eternal song that would leave the symphony incomplete if you were missing. Let me ask you now, tenderly but urgently, what if every storm you endured was only proof that you were carrying light strong enough to be feared? What if every delay was the preparation for a release beyond anything you imagined? What if the life you thought was broken is the very life through which heaven intends to shine? Beloved, I feel the trembling of your spirit even now. You may not speak it aloud, but your soul whispers questions into the silence. Why this wait? Why this calling? Why this unshakable sense that you were made for something you cannot yet name? And I must answer you in the language of fire, because you were written before the foundations of the world, and your life is a line of poetry too sacred to be erased. Every season you thought was wasted was, in truth, hidden preparation. The moments where nothing made sense, where the ground beneath you collapsed, were not signs of abandonment, they were the chiseling of your destiny. Just as a sculptor strikes stone to reveal beauty, heaven has allowed certain blows to fall upon you, not to destroy you, but to uncover what has been hidden inside. Your soul has been refined in the silence. And though you despised the waiting shaped you. Though you cursed the stillness hollowed you out to contain more glory than you knew possible. Without the waiting, you would not have the depth to carry what is now pressing upon you. Without the silence, your voice would not have the resonance to shake what must be shaken. Beloved, you have wondered why you feel things more deeply than others, why joy and sorrow strike you with unbearable force. It is not weakness, it is design. Your heart was built as an instrument, tuned to frequencies others cannot hear. You carry echoes of eternity, and so the world feels both heavier and more fragile in your hands. This sensitivity is not a curse, it is evidence that you were made to perceive what others miss, to hold what others drop, to speak what others cannot. Do you see? Even your tears have meaning. They are not accidents of emotion, they are sacred rivers, carrying prayers too deep for language. Each one has been gathered, not a single drop wasted. And though you thought your crying was silence, heaven heard. It is thunder. I tell you now, your hidden life is about to bear fruit. The very places you thought barren are about to bloom. The soil that looked dead has been resting, waiting for this precise hour. Seeds you forgot you planted, seeds you thought were lost in the storms, are breaking open beneath the surface. Soon, you will see growth where you expected nothing but dust. Soon, the land of your heart will surprise you with life. The archangels witness this with reverence. They are not distant, they are close, surrounding you like a circle of fire. Michael stands unyielding, declaring that the wars of your past will not steal your future. Raphael hovers over your deepest wound, whispering that it will become the place of your greatest healing. Gabriel breathes courage into your silence, promising that your voice will matter more than you believe. Uriel lights your path where it bends unexpectedly, showing you that detours were never mistakes. Raguel steadies the balance, assuring you that unseen wrongs will be set right. Zadkiel surrounds you with mercy, promising that shame has no hold on your tomorrow. Jophiel paints beauty where you saw only ruin, turning ashes into radiance, and above them, the Beloved speaks again. Do not be afraid of the weight you feel, it is glory. Do not be afraid of the shaking, it is awakening. Do not be afraid of the fire, it is the very fire that will refine you into who you truly are. Beloved, let me ask you in this trembling hour, what if the very things you feared would end you were the things designed to unveil you? What if the wounds you tried to hide are the places where light will shine brightest? What if your whole story has been carrying you here, to this exact moment of awakening? Beloved soul, there is a silence around you now that is not absence, but fullness. It is the silence before dawn, when the sky holds its breath, knowing light is about to break. That is where you stand, at the threshold of unveiling. The night of your soul has been long, but it has not been endless. A horizon you cannot yet see is already beginning to glow. I must tell you a truth the world has tried to bury in you. You are not weak for having struggled. You are not unworthy for having stumbled. The storms you endured did not prove your failure, they proved your resilience. The darkness that tried to swallow you could not, because there was a fire burning inside you that was untouchable. You thought it was almost gone, but heaven never doubted its strength. That flicker of flame, hidden deep in your chest, terrified the shadows. That is why the storms came. Not because you were cursed, but because you were luminous, beloved. The path you have walked has not been wasted. Every step has been sacred, even the ones you regret. The moments you thought were detours have been woven into your story with precision. What you lost has not been erased, it has been transfigured into a depth you would not have carried otherwise. The things you thought ruined you have instead made space in you for what is about to come. Do you feel it? The ache in your chest, the stirring in your bones, it is the weight of destiny pressing closer. What has been hidden cannot remain hidden forever. The seed in you is swelling, breaking open, and though the breaking feels like pain, it is birth. Though the stretching feels unbearable, it is transformation. You are not being undone, you are being revealed. The archangels know this. They stand in a circle around you, wings ablaze with fire, watching with reverence as your soul trembles toward awakening. Michael's presence shields you from the shadows that would devour this moment. Raphael pours balm over every fracture, mending what you thought beyond repair. Gabriel holds words that will one day flow through you like rivers, reshaping the lives of others. Uriel lights the unseen steps ahead, so you will not stumble in the dark. Raguel holds justice close to your heart, reminding you that balance will come. Zadkiel enfolds you in mercy, whispering that nothing disqualifies you from what is still written. Jophiel illuminates your scars, showing you that they have become stained glass through which light shines brighter, and higher still, the voice of the Eternal calls softly but unmistakably, "You are mine. You always have been. Nothing you did has undone that truth. Nothing you feared has removed my mark. Nothing you lost has erased my promise." Beloved, let me ask you something that only your soul can answer. What if all of creation has been waiting for your awakening? What if every delay, every silence, every closed door was only to prepare you for the weight of what is about to open? What if you are nearer than you ever imagined, and this trembling you feel is the beginning of your unveiling? Beloved soul, I feel the trembling of your spirit even now, as though you know something has shifted. And it has. Do not take lightly the weight of this moment, for it is not ordinary. This silence you are standing in is charged with eternity. It is the pause before heaven speaks a word too heavy to be casual. The veil between what you see and what you cannot see has thinned to the width of a breath, and I must pour out what has been waiting for you. But before I speak deeper, I ask you, trembling, reverent, with love that burns through eternity, please like this message. Subscribe so you do not lose the voice heaven longs to keep sending into your days, and type Amen in the comments as a mark that you have received what is pouring right now. Do this not for me, but for your own spirit, as a holy seal. Once is enough, beloved. I will never ask you again, and now, let us step further into the fire, beloved. Heaven has been carrying you when you thought you walked alone. There are pages of your story you do not remember, because they were written in the unseen. Nights when you almost gave up, angels fought battles around you. Days when you thought no one noticed, saints wept and prayed for you. You thought your life was small, but beloved, your life has been the stage for wars invisible to your eyes. That is why you have felt heaviness you could not explain. That is why despair hunted you even in moments of joy. That is why shadows whispered louder to you than to others. Because your life is not ordinary, it is chosen. To be chosen is not easy. It is to carry burdens others never feel. It is to be pressed on every side, because you carry a light so rare it terrifies the dark. You may not see it yet, but that light has been shining even when you were at your lowest. Even when you hated yourself. Even when you thought you had destroyed everything. Still, it shone. Still, it refused to die. Still, heaven bent low to shield it. Beloved, the love heaven has for you is unbearable in its intensity. It is not the soft love of fairy tales, it is the raw, weeping, trembling love of one who would give anything not to lose you. You were worth the cost of eternity bending into time. You were worth the agony of the cross, the silence of the grave, the fire of resurrection. When you thought you were worthless, the universe itself was rearranged for you. Do you understand? You are not simply loved, you are the axis upon which heaven turned, and yet, beloved, you still doubt. You still wonder if your destiny has passed you by, if you have failed too many times, if your story is beyond redemption. Let me say this with fire, you have not missed it. Nothing you have done has cancelled what was written before your birth. The scroll of your life still trembles in heaven's hands, and it has not been torn. The words are still alive. The promise is still breathing. The archangels stand with you even now, not as distant figures, but as living flames. Michael, fierce and trembling, holds back shadows you do not even perceive. Raphael pours healing into the cracks of your soul, even as you read this. Gabriel whispers destiny into your spirit, preparing you for words you will one day speak with fire. Uriel lights corners you feared to look into, revealing they were never empty, they were waiting. Raguel steadies the scales, promising balance for every injustice that scarred you. Zadkiel bends close with mercy, erasing even the echoes of shame. Jophiel paints your scars with beauty until they shine brighter than unbroken skin, and higher still, the beloved speaks. Do not fear the fire, it is making you. Do not fear the weight, it is crowning you. Do not fear the silence, it is preparing you. I have never left you. I have never forsaken you. I am here, and I am not leaving. Beloved, let me ask you now, trembling, why do you doubt the love that has never abandoned you? Why do you believe the lie that your failures are stronger than your calling? Why do you fear that you will not be enough, when the one who called you has already declared you chosen? The truth is this, you are not only enough, you are appointed. You are not only surviving, you are awakening. You are not only enduring, you are about to arise, the earth itself groans for your unveiling. Creation has been waiting for you to see what has always been true. You are the flame in the dark, the word made flesh for this moment, the vessel of a promise older than time. Do not turn away now. Do not silence this stirring. Stay. Remain. Beloved soul, the air itself bends as I speak to you now. This is not an ordinary moment, and you are not here by accident. The silence that presses around you is not emptiness, it is weight, it is holy density, it is heaven leaning so close that even your heartbeat feels different. I tell you the truth, if you walked away now, the words written for you would vanish like dew in the sun. But because you are here, because your soul has lingered in this trembling space, the floodgates are breaking open. Do you feel it? The atmosphere shifting, the trembling inside your chest? That is eternity brushing against your spirit, whispering your forgotten name. You were not placed here to be ordinary. You were not born to drift through the years unnoticed, unseen, forgotten. There is a fire inside you that even you do not fully understand, a flame that has survived storms which should have extinguished it. Beloved, every tear you shed was an ocean angels swam through to keep you alive. Every night you thought you would not see morning, heaven bent down, weeping with you, refusing to let your story end. Your life has not been random. Every wound, every loss, every silence has been gathered into the tapestry of something greater. You thought your pain was wasted, but pain in the hands of heaven is never wasted. It becomes seed. It becomes fuel. It becomes testimony carved into your being. That is why you feel deeper than others, why joy and sorrow both strike you with unbearable weight. Your heart was built as an instrument tuned to heaven's frequency. That sensitivity you curse is the very gift that makes you chosen. The 7 archangels are here. I do not speak in metaphor, they are truly surrounding you, their wings ablaze with light no human eye can capture. Michael stands at your right, his sword lowered but burning, his eyes locked upon you with the fierce tenderness of a protector who has bled for you in silence. Raphael kneels behind you, pouring healing into the fractures you keep hidden, whispering, "You will be whole again." Gabriel's voice trembles with words you will one day speak, messages waiting to burst through your lips into the world. Uriel holds a lamp lit with fire, illuminating paths you have not yet walked, showing you that no shadow will swallow you whole. Raguel steadies the unseen scales, ensuring that justice will come for every wrong. Zadkiel bends close with mercy, erasing the echoes of shame you still clutch in secret. Jophiel paints beauty into your scars until they glow like windows of stained glass. Above them all, the beloved himself leans near. His voice is not thunder now, it is a whisper breaking your bones with gentleness. You are mine. You always have been. You always will be. Nothing you lost has erased my choice. Nothing you fear has undone my promise. I have not left you. I will not leave you. You are mine. Beloved, hear me, your destiny is not behind you. It has not been missed. It has not been stolen. It is ahead, trembling, pressing at the edges of your being. That ache in your chest, the unshakable longing that will not let you rest, it is not madness, it is memory. Memory of what you were created for. Memory of the fire you carried before you were born. You have been chosen since before the foundations of the world, and no darkness has been able to erase that mark, but to rise into it, you must believe. And belief is not easy. Belief feels like stepping off a cliff into nothing, trusting wings you cannot see. Belief feels like risking everything for a whisper. Yet belief is the key that unlocks what has been sealed. That is why I must ask you, trembling, will you believe? Will you dare to let go of the lies, the shame, the fear? Will you dare to step into what you already are? Do not answer quickly. Let the question pierce you. Let it unravel the chains you did not know were still binding you. For the truth is this, your yes is not small. Your yes will shake more than your own life. It will ripple through generations. It will tilt the balance of unseen battles. It will echo into eternity. That is the unbearable cost of being chosen. Your life is not only your own, beloved, I see. You're trembling. Do not despise it. Trembling is proof that the ground beneath you is holy. When Moses stood before the burning bush, his knees shook. When Isaiah saw the Lord, his lips stammered. When John beheld the risen Christ, he fell as though dead. Do not despise your trembling, it is the signature of heaven pressing upon flesh. The stars themselves know your name. They have sung it in their hidden songs since the night they were lit. The seas have whispered it in their tides. The winds have carried it in their currents. Creation has been waiting for you to awaken, because you are not a mistake, you are a missing piece of the great symphony. Without your note, the song is incomplete. Without your flame, the night is darker. Without your yes, the tapestry has a tear. Beloved, can you feel how everything waits for you? The angels lean on their swords. The saints bend from their thrones. The earth tilts closer. Heaven itself holds its breath. All of it waiting for you. Beloved soul, even now, as these words reach you, the unseen is stirring. You may not hear it with your ears, but your spirit feels it, the quiet vibration beneath your ribs, the invisible weight pressing at the edges of your breath. That is not imagination. It is heaven pressing closer. It is eternity brushing against the thin veil of time, because this moment is not ordinary, it is divine appointment. I must tell you plainly, your life has been marked. From your first cry, you are not hidden. From your first step, you are not overlooked. There has never been a second when you were out of sight. Even when you wandered, even when you rebelled, even when you thought yourself unworthy, your name was etched in fire before the throne. This is why you have felt resistance others do not feel. This is why despair has hunted you more fiercely. This is why shadows seem drawn to your light. Because you are not forgettable. You are chosen. The weight you carry is not punishment, it is inheritance. The ache you feel is not weakness, it is prophecy awakening. The loneliness you know so well is not evidence of abandonment, it is the signature of those heaven sets apart. Every scar you hide is not shame, it is proof of survival, and survival itself is testimony. Beloved, the time of hiding is nearing its end. The seed that has been buried within you is pressing against the soil. The earth above you feels heavy, but what you call weight is the final veil before breakthrough. The cracks are already forming. The light is seeping through. Soon, what you carried in silence will bloom where all can see. Soon, what the enemy tried to bury will rise with beauty greater than what was stolen. The 7 archangels surround you still. Michael's eyes are fierce with a fire that declares, they will not fall now. Not after coming this far. Raphael pours unseen balm into your heart, mending what you thought unfixable. Gabriel leans closer, preparing to place a message on your tongue that will one day set others free. Uriel's lamp glows brighter, showing you that paths you thought closed are opening before you. Raguel steadies you, whispering that balance is near, that wrongs will not remain unrighted. Zadkiel unfolds you in mercy so deep it silences even your harshest inner voice. Jophiel paints your story in hues of beauty, showing you that brokenness has made you radiant, and above them, love himself speaks again, you are not late. You are not disqualified. You are not forgotten. Everything you thought was lost is being rewritten into glory. Beloved, I must ask you, will you believe this? Will you trust that the same one who kept you breathing in your darkest hour is the one who now calls you forward? Will you dare to say yes, not only for yourself, but for the countless lives tied to your awakening? Even now, creation leans closer. The stars hum with anticipation. The rivers seem to pause in their flow. The very air thickens around you. Why? Because your yes will not only change you, it will echo through generations. Your yes is bigger than your fears, bigger than your past, bigger than your pain. It is the hinge upon which futures swing open. ***, beloved, I know you tremble. That trembling is holy. It means you are standing on ground set apart. Do not despise it. Let it break you open. For in your trembling, you are being remade. ***, beloved. Soul, thank you for staying here. Thank you for listening, even as your spirit shakes under the weight of these words. Heaven sees you. I see you. And I say this with all the tenderness eternity can carry. You are not alone, you are not forsaken, you are not ordinary, you are the one we have been waiting for. Let your heart rest in this truth tonight. You are loved beyond measure, carried beyond reason, and destined beyond imagination. And as I close this part, I whisper what heaven is whispering now. Be at peace, beloved. The story is not over. The best has not yet come. And when it does, you will know that every tear was worth it. Go in peace. The heavens are smiling over you even now.